Welcome to Sinister Macabre, your portal to the darkest corners of human mystery and terror. I'm Sinister, and today we delve into stories that defy comprehension and leave us questioning the very fabric of reality. From the eerie disappearances to the gruesome crimes that remain unsolved, join me as we explore chilling clues and delve deep into the enigmatic world of unsolved mysteries. Mr. Cruel. In the late 1980s and early 1990s, Melbourne, Australia was haunted by a shadowy figure known as Mr. Cruel. This anonymous predator terrorized families, abducting young girls from their homes. His modus operandi was chillingly precise, indicating extensive planning. Mr. Cruel's first known attack occurred in August 1987. Donning a balaclava and armed with a knife, he broke into a family home, binding and gagging the parents before abducting their 10-year-old daughter. Hours later, she was found, unharmed but traumatized, miles away. Disturbingly, she recalled him calling her Polly, a name nobody close to her ever used. His next known attack in December 1988 followed a similar pattern. This time, he abducted a 10-year-old from her bed. 3 days later, she was released, having been bathed and dressed in different clothes. Chillingly, she recounted how Mr. Cruel had photographed her, leaving behind a clue, a blue and white school uniform not belonging to her. The final known victim, 13-year-old Carmine Chan, was not as fortunate. Abducted in April 1991, her remains were discovered a year later. On her bedroom wall in lipstick was a cryptic message, "Payback Asian drug dealer." Despite extensive investigations, Mr. Cruel's identity remains unknown. The chilling clues he left behind only deepen the mystery, making him one of Australia's most shocking unsolved cases. Elisa Lam. Elisa Lam's case is one of the most unsettling mysteries in recent history. In January 2013, Elisa, a 21-year-old student from Vancouver, checked into the Cecil Hotel in downtown Los Angeles. She was traveling alone, documenting her journey on social media. On February 1st, Elisa vanished. Surveillance footage from the hotel elevator on the day of her disappearance showed her behaving erratically. She was seen pressing multiple buttons, peeking out of the elevator, and gesticulating strangely as if speaking to someone unseen. This eerie footage, widely circulated online, sparked countless theories. After weeks of searching, hotel guests began complaining about low water pressure and strange-tasting water. On February 19th, maintenance workers investigating the complaints made a horrifying discovery. Elisa's body was found in one of the hotel's rooftop water tanks. The tank was difficult to access, requiring a ladder and a heavy lid that was supposed to be shut. The autopsy report ruled her death accidental due to drowning, with bipolar disorder as a contributing factor. However, questions remain. How did she access the rooftop undetected? Why was the elevator footage so bizarre? And most chillingly, how did she manage to get into the tank and close the lid behind her? Elisa Lam's case continues to haunt those who delve into its depths, an unsolved mystery with chilling clues that provoke more questions than answers. Lars Mittank. Lars Mittank's disappearance is one of Europe's most baffling mysteries. In July 2014, the 28-year-old German was vacationing in Bulgaria with friends. After a minor altercation led to a ruptured eardrum, Lars was advised not to fly and stayed behind while his friends returned home. Alone and increasingly paranoid, Lars exhibited strange behavior, claiming people were following him. On July 8th, he was last seen at Varna Airport. Surveillance footage captured him sprinting through the terminal, abandoning his luggage. He then fled into the surrounding forest, never to be seen again. His abandoned belongings contained his passport, wallet, and phone, leaving no clues to his fate. Speculation abounds. Was Lars suffering from a medical or psychological crisis, or was something more sinister at play? Despite extensive searches and international attention, Lars Mittank's disappearance remains an enigmatic, unsolved mystery. The Setagaya family. The Setagaya family murders are one of Japan's most disturbing unsolved cases. On December 30th, 2000, the Miyazawa family, Father Mikio, Mother Yasuko, and their children, Niina and Rei, were brutally murdered in their home in the quiet Tokyo suburb of Setagaya. The crime scene was horrifying. Mikio was found at the foot of the stairs, stabbed multiple times. Yasuko and Niina were found in the family's loft, also stabbed, and Rei was strangled in his bed. The killer stayed in the house for hours after the murders, using the family's computer, eating ice cream from their fridge, and leaving feces in the toilet without flushing. He left behind crucial evidence: fingerprints, blood, and the murder weapon, a sashimi knife from the Miyazawa kitchen. Despite this abundance of clues, including DNA and a specific type of sand found on the suspect's clothing that traced back to a particular location in Korea, the murderer has never been identified. The Setagaya family murders remain a chilling mystery, haunting a community and baffling investigators to this day. The Black Dahlia. The Black Dahlia murder is one of America's most infamous unsolved cases. On January 15, 1947, the mutilated body of 22-year-old Elizabeth Short was discovered in a vacant lot in Los Angeles. Her body had been severed at the waist, drained of blood, and posed in a grotesque manner. Elizabeth, nicknamed the Black Dahlia by the press for her rumored penchant for black clothing, was an aspiring actress. She had been missing for several days before her body was found. The gruesome nature of her murder shocked the nation and led to a massive investigation. Police received numerous tips and confessions, but none led to a conclusive suspect. The killer had left no fingerprints, and the precision of the cuts suggested surgical expertise, but the lack of concrete evidence stymied investigators. The case was further complicated by sensationalist media coverage, which spread rumors and false leads. Despite extensive efforts and numerous theories over the decades, including suspects ranging from doctors to aspiring actors, the identity of the Black Dahlia's murderer remains a mystery. The case endures as a chilling enigma, a symbol of Hollywood's dark side, and a grim reminder of justice still unserved. The Axeman of New Orleans. The Axeman of New Orleans is a notorious, unidentified serial killer who terrorized the city from May 1918 to October 1919. The Axeman's modus operandi was chilling. He would break into homes in the dead of night, using an axe typically found at the victim's residence to attack his victims while they slept. The first known victims were Joseph and Catherine Maggio, found in their home with their throats slit and heads bashed in by an axe. Over the next year, the Axeman continued his spree, targeting primarily Italian-American grocers. Despite the brutality, he left few clues, no fingerprints, no clear motive, and often no witnesses. The Axeman's most infamous act was his letter to the local newspaper in March 1919, where he claimed to be a demon from hell and promised to spare anyone playing jazz music on the night of March 19th. True to his word, no murders occurred that night as the city played jazz in a collective act of defiance and fear. Despite extensive investigations, including numerous suspects and arrests, the Axeman was never caught. The case remains one of New Orleans' most terrifying unsolved mysteries, leaving behind a legacy of fear and speculation. Jean-Benet Ramsey. The murder of Jean-Benet Ramsey is one of America's most perplexing and heart-wrenching unsolved cases. On December 26, 1996, 6-year-old Jean-Benet was found dead in the basement of her family's home in Boulder, Colorado. Her body was discovered by her father, John Ramsey, 8 hours after she was reported missing. Earlier that morning, Jean-Benet's mother, Patsy Ramsey, had found a handwritten ransom note demanding $118,000, an amount curiously close to John's recent bonus. Despite the note's instructions, police were called and a search ensued. The investigation was marred by mistakes, including contamination of the crime scene due to the presence of friends and family. Jean-Benet had been struck on the head and strangled. The autopsy revealed she had also suffered other injuries, and her death was ruled a homicide. Suspicion initially fell on the Ramseys, but they were never charged, and they maintained their innocence. The case has spawned numerous theories. Some believe an intruder was responsible, while others suspect someone in the family. Despite extensive media coverage and multiple investigations, no definitive answers have emerged. Jean-Benet's murder remains an agonizing mystery, with the truth still eluding justice. Russell and Shirley Dermond. The murders of Russell and Shirley Dermond in May 2014 stunned the serene lakeside community of Lake Oconee, Georgia, and remain one of the region's most chilling unsolved cases. Russell Dermond, 88, was found gruesomely decapitated in the garage of their home. His wife Shirley, 87, was missing, presumed abducted. Weeks later, Shirley's body was tragically discovered floating in the lake nearby. The Dermonds, a well-respected couple with no known enemies and a quiet retirement lifestyle, baffled investigators with the brutality and apparent lack of motive in the crime. There were no signs of forced entry at their home, leading authorities to speculate that the perpetrator may have been familiar with the couple or adept at avoiding detection. Law enforcement agencies, including the FBI, conducted extensive searches and investigations. They interviewed neighbors, friends, and associates, but no concrete leads surfaced. Forensic analysis of the crime scene and the victims' backgrounds provided little insight into who could have committed such a heinous act. The community was left shaken and uneasy, grappling with fear and uncertainty over who could perpetrate such a horrific crime in their midst. Despite rewards offered for information leading to an arrest and public appeals for assistance, the case has remained unsolved, frustrating both investigators and the Dermond family. The murders of Russell and Shirley Dermond continue to haunt Lake Oconee, a stark reminder of the darkness that can intrude upon even the most tranquil of places, leaving behind a trail of unanswered questions and unresolved grief. Thank you for accompanying me on this unsettling journey through the shadows of human history on Sinister Macabre. These chilling mysteries remind us that the veil between the ordinary and the terrifyingly unknown is thin indeed. What secrets do these cases still hold? Which enigma sends a shiver down your spine? Share your thoughts in the comments below. As we bid farewell, remember, in the quiet of the night, the echoes of these mysteries may linger. Stay vigilant, stay curious, and tread carefully through the realms where the darkest secrets lie concealed. Until we meet again, may you find solace in the light and courage to face the shadows. Farewell from Sinister